Here is my subadult female Acanthoscurria geniculata, the giant white knee. And she has a voracious appetite and will readily attack the water dish when I'm pouring water in it. And you definitely do not want to tongue feed this one, because she will climb the tongs, and she has luckily never nailed me, so I never tongue feed her anymore. And she's about 4 inches, about the same size as my LP you saw just a little bit ago. And these guys get pretty huge, and so I'm really glad she's a female. So she'll be one of my larger spiders in my collection, and joy to have. I've had her for quite a while. I got her probably in early 2012, and she was only about 2 inches when I got her, so fairly fast growing. Not as slow as some of my others, but anyway, there she is. And we'll go ahead and put the lid back on and move on. Here's another Poecilotheria in my collection that does not like to eat on camera. This is my older of the two Poecilotheria regalis that I have. Don't know the gender on this 100% yet, but this particular specimen is 3.5 inches. So, yep, and of course, like all pokies, very fast. And you can see the stripe there, which indicates that that's a regalis. But, yeah, not one of my best eaters. Definitely not on camera anyway. Usually will eat otherwise, but not much on camera. But, yep, that's why you don't see this one much, along with my other pokies. Okay, let's move on to something else. Here's my Brachypelma hamorii, the Mexican red knee, unsexed, and this one is about 2.5 inches. Very beautiful. Not really an awesome eater. I mean, we'll eat half the time, but not as much as I would like. It was in pre-molt for the longest time, and then it finally molted. And even after the molt, not really one of my best eaters. Definitely not so much on camera either. But yes, has the striking orange knees. Very beautiful. So there you go. Alright, let's move on. Here's my female Heteroscodra maculata, the Togo starburst baboon. And did I say female? Female. This girl is about, let's say, about 5 inches. She's highly defensive, like they usually are, although she's never given me a threat posture yet, but I've heard that she does from the previous owner. Not a very good eater on camera, eats secretly, but does eat, so there's that. But actually behaved quite well when I put this one in this enclosure here, so that was a relief to me. These guys are very feisty and very fast, and beautiful white coloration on the other side. Of course, she's in a position where we can't really see that side of her very well right now, but maybe you can barely there. But yep, there's that. Alright, next. And here is my other Grammostola pulchripes, the Chaco Golden Knee. About the same size as that other one I showed you a few teas back. This one is a much better eater though, and this one's also a male. But, yeah, always a pleasure to have these. Very beautiful with those golden knees. Yeah, this one's very skittish too, so I don't really handle this one. I think I've handled it before, but this one gets kind of runny. The other one is a lot more handleable than this one. Alright, and this one here, I'd say is about 3 inches. Okay, moving on. Here's my Pamphobeteus platyomma, the Brazilian pink bloom. This one's a male, and very hair flicky, very skittish, so I do not handle this one, but eats like crazy, as all panthos do. And there you have it. And the males turn out to be a gorgeous pink. They have more pink than the females do for sure. So I will look forward to the pink despite it being a male. But yes, he wants to be secretive, so I guess we'll leave him alone now. Alright. Oh yeah, and this specimen here is about 3 inches. Okay. Here is my Dune Scorpion. I think this one's in pre-molt. I'm not 100% sure on that, but usually a very good eater, but did not eat the last time. They've gotten a few attacks on camera from this one. Brutally stings its prey and then eats. So I have no idea on the gender of it. These guys are not lethal, but they do pack a punch with the sting. Thankfully are not lethal. Although there are some out there that look the same, or very similar anyway, that are lethal. But this one is not. So there you go. Look at that. Yeah, they don't like the light either. Alright, we'll move on. Here's my Pseudhapalopus spinulopalpus, the Colombian salmon. Very skittish spider, very runny. But this one, I believe, is in pre-molt. So hopefully we'll get a good sex out of this one. It's unsexed. This one's only about 2.5 inches. So yep, we'll have to rehouse this one pretty soon too. Actually, and a very good eater too. Alright, moving on. This is where my Cyclosternum species machalla, Peruvian peach collared, is. A 2-inch specimen, unsexed. And very, very runny and very, very skittish. Not one of my best eaters, but eats enough. Just not in my videos very often. Yep. Alright. We'll move on. Here is my Brachypelma albiceps, the Mexican golden red rump. A very drab looking spider right now, but you can already tell the carapace is lighter than the rest of the spider. And indeed, as it gets older, the carapace will turn a cream or golden color. Very beautiful, and the abdomen hairs will be red. So very gorgeous, and the rest of the body will be a nice velvety black that sometimes has kind of a bluish tint to it if you look at it in a certain way. But very gorgeous, one of my favorite brachyes. And this one here is unsexed and is a 2-inch specimen. Alright, moving on. This here is my juvenile Chromatopelma, cyaneopubescens, the green bottle blue. It still has some of its sling coloration, but it is starting to transition over to the adult coloration. Legs are turning a more obvious blue, and the carapace is transitioning from the gold to the green, and the abdominal pattern is disappearing. But it is still slightly there. Sorry, the lighting is just not good today. But there you go. If I had to pick like the top 5 most beautiful tarantulas I've ever seen, this will definitely be on that type list. The top 5 most beautiful spiders I've ever seen. I love the GBBs. I highly recommend you get them. They are quite skittish though, and pretty hair flicky. This one is a suspect female, 2.5 inches now, but they do an amazing amount of webbing, as you can see. This one is going to be rehoused also, and awesome eaters too. So, and just absolutely gorgeous. So yes, definitely one of my favorite spiders. And I really, really hope this one's a female, because the last one I had was a male, and he matured and died. So I really want a female. Alright, let's move on. Here's the smallest of the three Lasiodora parahybanas, the salmon pink bird eater that I have. 2 inches, unsexed. Excellent eater. If you want a large spider, that's a good display spider and eats an amazing amount of food. Easy to care for. Get one of these. Pretty fast growing too. So yes, very cool. I already have a female, but this one is not sexed yet. But already an excellent eater at this size. And before you know it, it will need to be rehoused too. Next molt for sure. Alright, moving on to the next one. Here's my Acanthoscurria insubtilis. The, let's see, what is this one called? Black Velvet, Bolivian Black Velvet. And apparently wants to come up and say hello. I do love Acanthoscurrias because they are awesome eaters. Now this one doesn't always eat on camera though. This one could be quite shy. Now where are you going? Are you hungry now? Huh? You already look like you've eaten a lot. Yeah, that's what I thought. Another one that will need to be rehoused in the not too distant future. And this one is about 2.5 inches as well. Alright. I'll look forward to the feistiness of this one as it gets larger. Isn't that cute? Doesn't like the light, huh? Okay. Here is my Aphonopelma chalcodes, the desert or Arizona blonde. I've had this one several years, since I think 2011, and it was only about 1/2 inch when I got it then, and now it's only 2 inches. So that should tell you, maybe more like 2.5. And that ought to tell you how slow they grow. And definitely not one of my best eaters, which is why you don't see this one much in my feeding videos. But I do handle this one quite a bit. So far, pretty laid back, easy going tea. And this was a suspect female. There we go. Next, here's my Phrixotrichus scrofa, the Chilean copper. This is a 2-incher female, and very easy going, laid back. I hold this one pretty often. Very good eater for such a small spider. But yes, gorgeous as can be, with that mirror patch on the abdomen there, and that orangish coppery color on the femurs and the carapace. Very nice spider to have, very easy to care for. Alright, next. This is the best we could do with this one, because I guarantee it, as soon as I open the lid it will bolt and we won't see it anymore. This is my Ceratogyrus darlingi, the rear-horned or curved-horned baboon. They have that very obvious horn on the carapace, but this one's so tiny right now, only about 1.5 inches, close to 2 inches. The horn is not visible yet. But maybe we'll start to see a little nub, maybe with the next molt or the molt after, I hope. This one is unsexed and has made an amazing amount of webbing, and has made some really cool burrows, several holes there, entrances and exits and all that fun stuff. But yeah, very runny, of course, very fast. Alright, let's move on. Here's my Poecilotheria fasciata, the Sri Lankan ornamental. This is a suspect female. I'm not 100% sure yet. But just like all pokies, extremely fast, very runny. And this one here is about 3 inches. And not one to really eat on camera, which is why you don't see this one a lot either. But, yep, another pokey. Alright. This will be a little hard to see. This is one of 2 Aphonopelma murinus, the skeleton, that I have. This one is a suspect male. The other one I have is a female. This one here is about 3 inches. I keep hoping for a molt. This one almost died on me a few months back, but had it in the ICU, and it came back because I caught it early enough. So luckily I got a second chance with this one. But very good eaters and extremely fast and skittish for a new world. Alright, and this one definitely likes to burrow. Okay, next. Here's my Psalmopoeus pulcher, the Panama blonde, unsexed, and this one's about 2.5 inches. Fairly fast growing. This one doesn't always eat on camera either. Can be quite secretive at times, but it's nice to get a fairly good glimpse of it this time. Very, very nice looking. Alright, moving on. Here is my Vicularia minatrix, the Venezuelan red stripe. One of 2 Avicularias I have. And this one molted not too long ago. This one appears to be a male. So, really cute little avic and eats very well, although did not eat last time I offered food. But has done some really cute attacks on camera before. This one will need to be rehoused in the not too distant future as well. Pretty fast growing. And did I say how big this one is? I think this one's about 2.5 inches. Alright, moving on. And here's another Poecilotheria. This is the Ornata, the fringed ornamental. And this one is a suspect male. Very fast, of course, like any pokey. And again, not much of an eater on camera. But yes, a pleasure to own, and these guys will get huge, just like the Rufilata. The Rufilata and the Ornata are the largest pokies. Alright, moving on. Here's my Ceratogyrus hirsutum, the ribbed tree spider. And this one here is about 3 inches. I think this one's a male. And this one is actually very defensive for a new world. Very skittish, very defensive, but adorable when they do eat. They have a cute little walk, very much like the avics do. Hence the tree spider. But, yep, this one will also need a rehouse very soon. But, yep, character. Definitely likes to cocoon itself in some tight webbing. Yep. Alright, we'll move on. This one is not liking the light today, but this is my Sling Poecilotheria metallica, the Goody Sapphire ornamental in pre-molt. This one's only about 2 inches. Cutie, but definitely looks like it's going to molt soon. So, I'm going to give this one a little drink and leave it alone. Hopefully we'll get to see some pretty colors after a molt. Alright. Here's my Carabina versicolor, the Antilles pink toe. This one's only about 1.5 inches. When these guys are this small, they're that beautiful turquoise color all over the body. But once they turn into adults, their colors just pop. Carapace would be green, the abdomen would be like red, and the legs are kind of a purplish color, aren't they? Oh man, they're definitely one of the most beautiful spiders out there. That would probably be on my top 5 list of the most beautiful spiders, along with the P. metallica and the GBB. And then probably the B. bomi would be up there. But anyway, yes, and a cute eater too. Oh my goodness, this one, I've actually hand-fed this one before. It was so cute. Yep. Alright, we'll move on. Here's the smaller of the 2, Brachypelma vagans, the Mexican red rump that I have. Still in pre-molt. They're usually in pre-molt for a long time. And this one is only about 1.5 inches as well. So you can see how shiny and dark the abdomen is there. But yep, Brachypelma vagans, Mexican red rump. Alright, let's move on. Here's my Aphonopelma cyaneopubescens, the blue fang. And these are absolutely gorgeous as well. The abdomen is like an emerald green. I don't know if you might be able to barely see that. And the legs are kind of that pinkish color. And the chelicerae are indeed a vibrant royal blue color. Just absolutely amazing. This one here is about 2 inches. Very fast. Also very good eater, but sometimes can be shy on camera. But yes, very gorgeous. Alright, moving on. Here's the smaller of the two, Poecilotheria regalis, the Indian ornamental. It's still too young to have that stripe under here. But otherwise it looks like a little bitty pokey. Very cute. Unsexed, and this one is about 1.5 inches. And also not a great eater on camera. But yes, awesome to have another regalis. Alright, moving on to the next one. Here's my Poecilotheria vittata, the ghost ornamental. And this one here is about 2 inches. And they call them ghost because instead of like the yellow warning legs, this one's all white underneath the legs, when all the other pokies have the yellow warning legs. But other than that, I just look like your regular pokey. Very nice. Okay, moving on. Here is my largest Lasiodora parahybana, salmon pink bird eater female. All I have to do is open the lid and she kicks hair. It just doesn't take much at all. Even though her abdomen is not dark yet, hopefully we'll see a molt in the not too distant future. I think it will be time. But yes, very good eater, as LPs usually are. I've had her for quite a while. I got her when she was only about 1.5 inches, I think is when I got her. And now look at her. She's about 4 inches now, maybe 4.5. Big booty. Alright. You can keep your hairs to yourself. Oh, this stinker knocked over its water dish the other day. So I had to put it right back up. Yep. This is my Zenithus imanus, the Colombian lesser black. And this is probably the second largest spider in my collection right now. This is a immature male. He should definitely mature out with the next molt. I thought he was going to do it this molt, but apparently these guys get larger than I thought they did. So yes, after large Marge, my T. sturmii, this one's probably my second largest. Quite huge. Let's see, how huge would you be? Maybe about 7 inches. Imagine if that was a female. Woo! But yeah, 7-8 inches, something like that. Pretty large. But he is a stunner. With that starburst, purplish pink carapace, the pink blushings on the femurs. I'm surprised you haven't kicked all your hair off your butt yet. Definitely very hair flicky, very skittish. I do not handle this one. I don't want those fangs in my skin because they're quite large. And he's an excellent eater though. Alright. I just got him not too long ago, so I didn't raise him, but I'm very glad to have him because he is a looker. Alright, let's move on.